Bailey, listen to this. I think I've ended up at the same hospital you have to give birth to my baby. I was just looking through some of the pictures and things my husband was telling me about you, and it seems the place you've chosen to have your baby is where I'll be having mine as well. Can you believe that? Hello, Celia. So you're having your baby at that hospital now, too. I suppose in this region that hospital is considered the best in childcare, and with things like pregnancy and delivering babies. All of the rooms are private here and don't require you to have to share the same room with just curtains giving you some privacy. They have some of the best hospital food as well, I've heard. And they excel at taking care of you after having the baby, I hear. Bringing you whatever sweets you'd like to eat and even putting you in a massage chair when you need some help relaxing. That's what I've heard too. But of course, for all of that, it does cost a little bit more to have a baby there. I had to convince my husband into letting me have my baby there because the final bill is going to be higher than he was hoping for. Oh, is that right? Are you saying that my little brother-in-law doesn't make that much then? I can't afford to put you in a hospital like that all the time? Oh. My husband and yours are both siblings, yet they really are nothing alike, are they? When it came to my husband, he told me okay without me even having to try and convince him into giving me what I want. That does sound like your husband. And my husband makes a decent amount of money, but didn't want to spend as much on this delivery as I had asked him to. But we come to agreement, and that's why I'm going through that hospital. I don't think any pregnant wife should be expected to convince their husband into giving them what they want. I'm having to give birth to his child after all right? Any husband should be willing to give any amount of money for that. Now that you say that, I'm sure. But this is a real coincidence, right? Your baby and my baby being born just 1 week apart from another? Right? I was surprised to hear that as well. I was a bit worried about making other friends who are also mums, but having you become a mom at the same time as me is a real relief. Let's work together to become great wives and perfect mothers. I mean, us sisters are about to have our first babies, so we're bound to become best friends, right? That's right. I look forward to becoming even closer because of this. Oh, but I'm planning on having my kid go to a preschool here soon. When that time comes, I'm thinking our kids will be going to different preschools. So you're already thinking about preschool? Well, yes. Isn't it important to give a great start to your child's life? I wouldn't want my child going to a public preschool or anything like that either. The idea of that is so scary to me. Crazy kids and those problematic parents could be there, and that's a danger to myself and my child. I would much rather have my kid going to a preschool for kids that want to get a head start in life. Somewhere they will need to test into. That way my child will be much more safe and secure in the future. Have you and my brother not thought about any of that yet? I suppose we haven't really put any thought into all that yet. Right now, we're just focused on me giving birth to a happy and healthy baby is all. What? If you plan to have your kid going into a good preschool, then you need to start thinking about that all now. It's going to cost you both some money, and having your kids start to learn things now is very important for them, as they'll have a higher chance of succeeding in both school and in life. As of right now, we're really just focused on our child being both happy and healthy. I'm not sure we'll have them going to a private preschool or anything like that. Ah, so they'll go to a public school then. Well, I suppose that's good enough for you guys then. You'll be able to raise yourselves a strong and burly kid. Here, my husband is working for a very large company, and we'd like our kid to be ready for a life like that. But there's one thing I'm worried about. Something you're worried about? Are you worried about how your child's health will be when they're born? I'm sure every mother is worried about that. Oh, no! I'm a very healthy woman, so I know my kid will come out just fine. When it comes to a girl, their appearance is very important, right? That's why I'm a little concerned about whether or not the baby will have my blood or my husband's. If they have my husband's and are a girl, then I'll be a little worried. I don't like having to say this, but my husband's family is a little, I wouldn't say that the women in his family are that great looking.
I happen to think your husband's family looks pretty good.
Ah, is that right? Wow. Sorry about that. I guess you and I see things differently sometimes. I never married him for his looks or any of his family's looks, so I don't really like to think about that stuff too much. He happens to be a little on the heavy side, and his face isn't all too balanced.
Is that right? Well, no matter how your child is born, I'm sure they'll be very cute. After all, there are kids. So you'll end up loving them regardless of their looks.
I see. Of course, if they're a boy, then it's about more than just their face. But when it's a girl, their life is decided by their face and their body, right? I guess there's always plastic surgery that can help. If they end up being ugly, I'll just have to get them a little surgery.
I'm not saying I'm against giving them plastic surgery or anything, but that decision should be left up to your child on whether or not they really want to do something like that or not.
But having them do it while they're young would be the best, right? They're going to be in a lot of pictures when they're young. So if they looked beautiful from a young age, then it would be harder for people to tell that they had surgery or not.
Right. But I just feel that something like this isn't up to the parents to make a decision on. Also, a child's face will change as they grow older, right?
Well, as long as they grow into having a face less ugly than yours, that would be all right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to pick on you there. I was just trying to let you know I don't care about your opinion on this.
Is that so?
Oh, it's getting close to my lunch now, so see ya. My husband brought me a lunch specifically designed for pregnant women in the last stages of their pregnancy.
I didn't know there were lunches like that.
My husband is so nice to me that he makes sure I get the best treatment while carrying the baby. I am so happy I married a man like him. Oh, that's right. You're going to be giving birth before me, so please let me know how everything goes for you.
Will do.
We just have to put up with these big bellies a little bit longer. Let's do our best to make it through to the very end together. Bailey, you had your baby, right? I haven't heard anything from you yet, so do hurry up and tell me how the hospital was. I am having my baby next week, all right?
I'm so sorry, Celia. I've been dealing with my baby this whole time, and right now I'm giving them their milk.
What? At that hospital, you should be able to just ask someone to bring you milk and they'll get it to you, right?
When one's not feeling very well, one of the midwives will do that for you. But I happen to want to breastfeed the baby myself, so that's what I'm working on now.
Is that right? I'm most definitely going to ask a midwife to take care of all that for me. I mean, right after giving birth, I'm going to be too tired for anything else.
That's a good point. Right now, even I'm still tired from giving birth and haven't had much time to relax. But my daughter is so cute. I want to go to bed because I was so tired, but I also want to be here with her.
What?
Your daughter is cute?
You really think so?
I do.
Look, Bailey. My husband went ahead and showed me a picture of her. Honestly, she's not that cute. But I really don't think you should be going around telling everyone that you think she's cute like that.
I happen to think she's cute, though. Could you please not say things like that about her anymore?
Hey! Just because you're her mother doesn't mean you should lie about how she looks. All babies look like monkeys just after being born, but your baby looks like an old man.
Celia, you're being a little rude right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always speak my mind about everything. I didn't mean for any of that to sound rude.
Is that so?
Oh, are you going to get upset with me? Maybe you're suffering from postpartum irritability. Come on now. You and I are both about to be mothers, so don't get upset with me. I was just being a little honest with you is all.
I don't care that that's what you were thinking. I don't think something like that was necessary to say to me.
You're really naive, Bailey. But being ugly yourself, I'm sure you're happy about that baby. It was probably pretty difficult for you to find a man to have a kid with you in the first place, right?
Celia? You're being very rude right now. I don't happen to think either myself, my husband, or my baby are ugly. If all you're wanting to do here is make fun of me, then just stop texting me.
I wanted to know how the hospital was. You were the one that never texted me about any of that, causing me to have to text you. Stop behaving like a child now. I happen to be your husband's older brother's wife, right? You're being a little too sassy for someone who's like my little sister now.
I don't think our age or relation has anything to do with this right now. The reason I'm having to behave like this is because of what you've been saying.
You're supposed to become a mother, yet you're so narrow-minded. Remember that I'm going to become a mother myself here soon as well. If you start to stress me out right now and something happens to my baby, then I'm going to blame all of that on you. Bailey, right now my husband is heading over to your house, right? Can you tell him to get his butt back here and take care of me as soon as possible when he arrives?
Will do.
Hey, I've been sending you pictures of my baby every day now, yet you never reply to any of them. Why is that? Could it be that my baby is cuter than yours and you're jealous?
I'm not jealous.
Oh, you don't have to lie about it. When you put my daughter's picture next to your daughter's picture, it's insane. Your baby is so ugly that she makes me laugh every time.
And to me, she happens to be the most cute little girl in the world.
Don't you say things like that. Why don't you have your baby get some plastic surgery? Compared to my daughter, she looks miserable. Both our kids are cousins now, so it's better that you make yours look a little better before they start to hang out together.
You should not be comparing things like that. That kid doesn't even have my blood in it anyway. So what's this about it being a cousin?
Huh? What are you going on about?
Celia, it's me. Gage.
What? You? Really? But right now I'm texting Bailey's number, right?
You are aware that I've come over to their house right now, so it's not that strange that I've been able to look at her phone, right? Bailey was telling me that she got some texts from you and asked me to come and see them.
Oh, is that right? So Bailey's the type of woman to tattle on me then. She always had such a calm demeanor, yet she's scaring me now.
She's not scaring you. Have you always been texting her terrible things like this, Celia?
I have not been sending her anything terrible.
You've been calling both Bailey and her husband ugly, right?
Well, I'm telling the truth, aren't I? Compared to our baby, the baby they ended up having is insane. If she were to start showing the world her kid, I'm sure her ugly face would be all over the internet being made fun of.
You really are such a terrible woman.
Why are you on Bailey's side right now, Gage? Our kid is cute, so who cares about her?
This is not about our kid, though, is it? And what I'm saying here, I just told you that that kid you gave birth to is not mine.
Hey, don't tell me that Bailey has been saying strange things to you now. I'm sure she's just saying things like our kid not being yours because her face is so cute, right?
You're wrong about that. The reason I'm over here at my little brother's house right now with them is to talk about how you've had a baby with someone else.
Uh-huh.
Ever since we got married, I've been suspicious about whether you've been cheating on me or not. But then you became pregnant and said it was going to be my kid, so I believed you and started to relax a little.
That's right, this is your kid. I gave birth to your baby, Gage. Why are you starting to doubt me all of a sudden now?
I'm sorry. Ever since you gave birth to that girl, I became so worried about whether or not you were telling the truth, so I had a DNA test done on her.
A DNA test? You did that?
Yes. So, you understand now what I want to say, right? Could you stop lying to me, please? I would like for us to get a divorce.
Gage, please. I do not want a divorce. I know I made a mistake by cheating on you, but I always thought that this was yours and my kid. The reason I gave birth to her was because I thought I'd be raising her with you. Please do not throw us away right now just because she was not related to you by blood.
Celia, would you stop saying that I'm throwing you both away? You were the one that threw me away right before this, right? Had that baby turned out to be mine, I was planning to forgive you for cheating on me. But she happens to be your other man's baby. I do not have to take responsibility for you and her anymore.
But while I was pregnant, you had been so kind to me. I had been looking forward to having this baby.
I was being kind to you because I thought this was going to be our baby. That's why no matter how selfish you were being the whole entire time, I was going to do my best to take great care of you. But that baby ended up looking nothing like me. And then I wondered why that baby has none of my features, and that started to make me panic.
But babies' faces will change over time, right? What were you thinking, getting a DNA test over something as petty as that?
That wasn't the only thing, though. I already said that even before you became pregnant, I was worried that you might have been cheating on me. At the time, I felt that being suspicious of you for something like that wasn't a good thing. And now, I have to say that I'm really happy for going with my gut feeling here. I was able to find all of this out before becoming attached to your baby, and that's good for me.
That is not good at all. I would have never had this baby if I'd known you wouldn't stick around to take care of us.
Celia, saying something like that is not okay. I'd think things over one more time before you say anything else like that to me.
But what you've done to me is a scam, right? I had this baby thinking you would be there to support the both of us. Saying that you don't want us anymore just because this baby isn't yours is awful.
I want to know who the truly awful person is here. You were the one saying that the kid was mine this whole time, right? And so I trusted your word. Yet, what you've done here is ridiculous.
I'm sorry. But I really did think that this girl was going to be yours. I wasn't trying to hide anything from you.
I can't do this with you anymore. And honestly, sooner or later, you and I were going to get a divorce regardless of the baby. You're not going to be able to change how I feel about you now. You go talk with that girl's real father about all this.
Hold on a second. We are not done talking here. Gage?
Celia? This is Bailey. Right now, Gage isn't doing so well mentally. Please stop talking to him from now on. We're gonna block you on this phone now. Everything that comes after this can be spoken about with his lawyer when they contact you.
Bailey, wait a minute. Hey, talk with my husband at all of this, please. I really do not want a divorce.
I don't think Gage is going to change his mind for you anymore.
You have to understand how I'm feeling right now, right? I'm being told to take care of this baby I just had on my own now. And I did only just have this baby, right?
I would never ask my husband to raise a child that I had with another man while being married to him. I would never cheat on my husband in the first place. Stop acting like you and I are the same right now just because we both became mothers. I have no idea how you feel right now because I'm not a horrible human being.
Why does any of that matter to you? Even if this kid is from another man, I still gave birth to her, right?
This is not about you being the mother of that baby or not. We all know you gave birth to her. This is about the ethics you seem to have right now, and the fact that they're so bad that none of us will agree with you on them. There is something very wrong with you, Celia, for saying things like that.
I don't want a divorce. I'm not that big of a fan of his face, but everything else about him is great for me. I don't even want to think about getting a divorce right now.
You were the one that decided to start all of this, correct?
Bailey, please, tell my husband not to block me. And before we get any lawyers involved, he should come and talk to me one more time. I would like for us to spend a little more time together with our daughter. I feel like if he got to see how cute she is, then he'd calm down and rethink all he's asking for.
Would you cut it out already with all you're saying? Nobody cares what you have to say or what you want and don't want. You already made enemies of us by calling our daughter ugly? Then you had to find out that you had a baby with another man? How much more are you going to hurt everyone around you before you're happy with yourself? The reason all of this is happening to you now is because of what you've done. It's what you deserve to have happen to you.
Please, just help my family stay together as one. I will apologize to you for calling your daughter ugly. So please, have my husband come and talk with me one more time. I want to see him.
I will not let you get near my brother-in-law. And my husband and I already know that our daughter is the cutest little girl in the world, so we don't need your empty apologies. Also, I happen to think of you as ugly, Celia. And that so-called heart that you have is the ugliest thing I've ever seen yet. After all of that, my brother-in-law Gage ended up finding himself a really reliable lawyer, and with the help of them, he was able to talk with Celia and get that divorce. For a while there, knowing that her life would be at the end after the divorce, tried her very best to avoid getting the divorce, but both of her parents knew better and yelled at her to get the divorce, or else they would never let her around them ever again. And just like that, she cried while signing all the papers for Gage and his lawyer. Following all of that, Celia could not put herself back together due to the shock of everything that had happened to her. And having been kicked out of her parents' house and no longer being able to raise her daughter, vanished from her lives for good. Right now, her parents are currently taking care of her daughter for her while she's run off. Thinking about what all has happened, I feel really bad for her daughter, but knowing the kind of monster Celia was, this outcome was far better for the baby than anyone else. In the divorce, Celia was forced to pay a settlement to Gage, and because of that was left with no money in her savings account. I really have no clue how she's living now after being kicked out of her parents' house like that, but I really hope that whatever life she's living now is full of her thinking about all the wrong she had done to her husband and family. When it comes to my husband and my daughter, she's been doing very well, and each and every day shows us just how quickly little babies can learn. We will always have friends and family of mine come over to the house to see her, and every time they tell us just how cute she is, and that's so upsetting that someone would ever say that she's ugly. I totally agree, and was never for a second going to believe any of the things that Celia was trying to call facts about her. Celia said a lot of terrible things about her, but to my husband and I, she really is the cutest little girl we've ever seen. To be honest, I like to think that Celia's eyes were both just completely useless and rotten to the core. Perhaps someday, if she's able to get enough money to afford herself a visit to the doctor's office, she can go and have those eyes checked out and see if there are any glasses that can fix them. Or maybe it's just better that she fixes the root of all these problems, her heart, and learns to be someone far more ethical than whatever monster she was trying to be. In Gage's case, after having a divorce like that one, he's now been in shock for quite a bit, but has slowly been getting back to things in his life like going into work for the full day and things like that. There are even times now where he'll come over to our house and play around with our daughter to make sure she gets all her energy out as she continues to grow. I know deep down Gage has probably gone through a lot of pain, and his heart must be very exhausted from all that's happened. But I'm hoping that over time he learns that my family will always be there for him, and that he's welcome to be around us anytime. In life, there are always going to be a lot of emotionally difficult moments like divorce, and it's very important to always keep those that are your close friends and family around for support. I think that over time, he really will begin to realize just how kind my family is, and that there's no reason for him to have to battle all of those struggles he has on his own. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Mom, how's Emily doing? Has her fever gone down at all? If not, I can send you her insurance information and you can take her to the urgent care to have a doctor look at her. And they might be able to figure out if she's got just a normal fever or something else like an infection somewhere.
Hello, Reed. Her fever has actually just gone down from 102 to just 100 now. Right now, she's able to eat again without feeling nauseous, and drinking plenty more juice as well. But I wouldn't say that she's feeling perfectly well just yet. She doesn't want to sleep anymore though, so I have her wrapped up in some blankets most of the day while she watches her cartoons. I'm thinking later on about giving her a nice bath so that she can cool down just a little and get some of that sweat off herself.
I see. Well, thank goodness her fever's gone down a bit. I've been worrying about her all day now. I'm sorry though, Mom. Giving her over to you like that out of nowhere?
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. You and your wife both have to work during the day, so it makes sense that you'd ask for my help with her. And it's not like you could send her to daycare today, right? Even with the slightest signs of someone being sick, they will not take them. So at times like this, please ask for my help.
Thank you. I was hoping I could have taken the day off work today, but I had to go on my business trip since I was asked to do this by another employee who was calling off, and Robin is very busy as well, of course. I'm so happy you were able to help us out with Emily.
Oh, you don't have to worry so much about me being here for you. Both myself and your dad are glad to be around her again, since for a while there we really didn't get to be with her at all. But it is unfortunate that she has to suffer from a fever right now. I think as long as she just rests for today, though, she'll be feeling a lot better tomorrow, and that fever will be almost gone.
I hope that's the case. And I'm sorry about not ever having her go over to see you both. Yet again, we've been so busy and never had time to really take her anywhere after we both get home from work. When she's feeling 100% again and I have more time off, I'll bring her over to play with you both.
Thank you, Reed. Anyway, I'll make sure to take good care of her until tomorrow evening for you guys, then you can come get her. So go ahead and calm back down now and get your work done.
What? Tomorrow evening?
Yes. Robin told me that she's going to be really busy until tomorrow and asked that I take care of Emily until tomorrow night.
Is that right? I never heard anything about her being so busy tonight, though. I also told her that I'd be back home as soon as possible, so I might be able to come and get her instead.
You don't have to force yourself to come home early if you don't need to. You're out of the state right now, after all, so it would be a waste to have to talk with your company about needing to come home early. And when it comes to Robin, she's a busy woman, I'm sure.
I know that. But I never heard anything about this from Robin is the thing. Couldn't she have at least told me this first so that I was aware of what all was going on?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure she just might want to take some time to get a breath of fresh air is all. She could also have something going on at her work late into the evening tonight, right? Either way, she has been working hard just like you, and probably just needs to take care of herself tonight.
But I just wish she would have told me something about that. This is about our girl, after all.
I'm sure she wanted to tell you, but just forgot. And it's not like Robin is forcing me to take on Emily until tomorrow evening. She said as long as I was okay with it, she'd like that from me. So don't get so worked up over it, please. Robin is having to do a lot of things on her own right now, so please don't feel you have to question what she's up to. Like I said as well, I enjoy holding on to Emily for you guys right now, so there's no reason to feel as though you need to get her back from me as soon as possible.
I know, Mom. Well, thank you for caring for Emily. Tell her that I'll bring a present home from this trip.
I'll let her know. Emily is saying she'd like some chocolate this time.
Will do. I could get something from both you and Dad as well. Is there anything you guys would like? I could pick you guys up some snacks, alcohol, maybe some souvenirs.
You don't have to get anything for us. We just want you making it back here safe and sound.
But you guys are always taking care of my family, so I want to bring you both a gift. If I find something that looks good, I'll buy that and bring it home for you both. I know you're a wine drinker, and California is full of wineries.
Thank you, Reed. Now good luck with the rest of your work. I'm going to go back and sit with Emily now.
August? I was able to get those grapes from my husband. Thank you so much for these. I never knew that you and your husband had grapevines like these growing in your guys' backyard. Oh, they are so delicious. And also, I wanted to say that I'm sorry about Emily. Next month, things will be a lot less hectic for me, so until then, please continue taking good care of her.
No worries, Robin. Both you and Reed are in the middle of the most busy time of the year at your jobs, right? Normally, when you don't have to deal with your jobs, you both are taking very good care of Emily. So at times like this, when you don't have time to be home, leave her with me.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Robin, there's actually something I've been really wanting to ask you. Is it all right if I ask?
Go ahead. I'm all ears, but I hope there hasn't been any issues with Emily there.
What I have to ask is something very difficult for me, and it might be difficult for you to answer as well. Are you and Reed doing all right together?
What? I like to think everything is fine between us. Why are you asking me a question like that? Did my husband bring something up about me to you?
Oh, no, not at all. Actually, before Reed came over to my house, Emily and I were drawing pictures together. Emily was drawing this man she called her new dad.
Excuse me? Her new dad?
Yes. I thought bringing something like that up with Reed would shock him a little. So I haven't talked with him about it yet. I'm just a little curious of who that picture Emily drew might have been of.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, but I have no idea who that could be.
Is that so?
Did you not ask Emily about who it might have been?
Well, I did ask her about it, but she only told me that he's her new dad and that he will occasionally buy her presents and toys. I'm sorry about that. I'm sure right now I'm making it seem like I'm suspicious of you or something.
No worries, it's fine. Actually, I myself am sorry for Emily causing you all that concern. But this really isn't something you need to be worried about, right? I think in Emily's head, she just likes to imagine that she has this new dad. Kids are always imagining things, aren't they?
So this is all just in her imagination, is that what you're saying? It didn't seem to be anyone that resembled characters from her favorite cartoons or books.
I'm sure she's seen that man somewhere and thinks of him as her dad. Perhaps that could be someone she sees at her daycare? Like the owner or one of the parents?
Well, that would be funny if that were the case.
What? August, are you really starting to doubt me right now?
I'm sorry about that. I was just surprised to see her drawing a picture of her so-called new dad like that is all.
I really don't think she meant anything with that, so you don't have to feel worried. If you want to, you can go ahead and tell my husband about this as well. I'm sure he'll be shocked at first.
Robin, I'm really sorry about asking you all of this. I'm sure that was pretty stupid of me to be that nosy, right?
Well, I wouldn't call it stupid, but you happen to care a lot for Emily and what she does. Well, I don't really want to say this because of all the help you give, but, hearing that you thought something suspicious like that of me has made me a little disappointed in you.
I'm sure it has. I really did say and ask some rude things there. Once again, I'm sorry for that.
No, you don't have to apologize to me anymore. This is all due to Emily drawing such an odd picture. I'm just going to act as though this conversation never happened between us now. I'd like you not to worry about any of this either.
Okay, I understand. Thank you. But really, I am sorry. Reed, do you have a little time today? When you get done with work today, do you mind coming over to my house for a little bit? I have something I'd like to tell you about.
I don't have that kind of time right now.
But this is something very serious.
But I do not have the time to come to your place right now. Right now, I'm in a very difficult situation. So there's no time for me to come over and talk with you, Mom.
Reed, what's happened to you? Right now you seem to be a little bit troubled. What do you mean by being in a difficult situation right now?
My wife just took Emily and left.
What?
Not what! This is all because of you, Mom! You've been hiding the fact that you bully my wife from me! Robin told me that she never wants to be around you again. And now she's wanting us to get a divorce.
Running out of her own house like that with Emily? That's what I'd expect from that cheating whore.
Huh? Cheating whore? Are you gonna keep coming at me with that lie? You stop lying to me about that right now! How much further are you gonna pick on her and degrade her before you feel happy with yourself?
Reed, you calm down right now. Listen to what I have to say now.
You think I could calm down right now with you talking to me? To me, the most important people right now are Robin and Emily. That's why I've been putting my heart into both working and raising our daughter. Her and I were doing so well with one another, and this family was perfect. Because you couldn't help but bully my wife, she took our daughter and ran off.
What I wanted to talk with you about today was how Robin's been cheating on you with another man.
And all of that is one massive lie from you, right? I have heard about what all you've been up to from Robin herself. She told me she's tired of you acting like she's been having an affair or something.
I understand that I've been pretty suspicious of her for some time, and I'm sorry that I got her all worked up like that. I think I made a mistake talking to her like that without having any evidence of what she's been up to.
Then you need to stop talking to us from now on. Just leave my family alone. I need to go to her parents' house right now and apologize to her. I don't know if she's gonna want me back in her life or not, but...
I am telling you the truth about her.
Huh?
She has been cheating on you.
I told you to cut that out already. You're being really rude now.
Reed, listen to me, please. I am telling the truth. I have proof of it all now, too.
What? You actually have proof of her cheating on me now?
I do. At first, I had seen that picture Emily had drawn, and it made me doubt Robin some. But after asking Robin about it, things started to get a little strange with her. I'm sorry I never told you I was doing this, but I went and hired a detective to look into what she was up to.
Emily's drawing?
You didn't hear about this?
I did not. What are you talking about? From what Robin was telling me, you were questioning her about cheating on me because she would always come home from work late. And Robin was also telling me that you blamed her for always having to take care of Emily for us.
She was saying things like that about me. That's why recently I haven't been having to take care of Emily as much then. She is unbelievable.
Have you really not been picking on Robin?
Everyone sees and hears things differently from one another, so perhaps to her she felt that I was bullying her. But I'm telling you that I never meant to bully her in any way. I didn't have a reason to at the time. Anyway, you need to come to my house today so that I can show you the evidence. Then I think you'll still have time to make the correct choice about her. Robin, I have something I want to tell you.
August, what do you want from me? I'm sure you've heard about everything going on right now from Reed, right? I'm not going to change how I feel about you.
I'm not going to say you can't divorce him, but there's one odd thing I heard about. Reed told me your reason for wanting a divorce is because I've been mean to you?
Yes, that's correct. How is any of that odd to you? I was being suspected of cheating on Reed by you. I had even told you that I did not like you saying things like that around me, right?
I totally think that at the time I was being a little harsh.
Well, if you knew that you were being rude at the time, then you should have stopped bothering me after. You made me look like the bad guy even though I've been doing nothing wrong. As long as Reed still calls someone as horrible as you his mother, I cannot stand to be married to him. That's why this divorce is happening.
I'm sure that's not totally right. You ran away with Emily because you knew he was about to find out about you cheating on him, right? And you think you can use the fact that I've been doubting your actions and suspecting you of cheating as a reason for the divorce?
You're still going to say that I've been cheating on him? You've already gone and ruined your son's relationship, okay? Yet you're still going to persist to heckle me about that?
I'm not saying or suspecting you of it. I know that you've been cheating on him, and that's why I'm talking with you right now.
Excuse me?
Ever since I started to suspect you of cheating on Reed, you no longer asked me to take care of Emily for you anymore, right? You didn't want her saying anything else to me about how you've been with another man, right?
You're wrong. Would you stop trying to paint me as the bad guy here?
You can stop lying to me about all of this now. I know that you've let Emily meet the man you've been going out with behind Reed's back.
I'm telling you to stop saying all that incriminating crap about me. It's because of you that your son is going to lose his wife and daughter now. How about you start to take responsibility for that problem you've caused him instead of living in that dream world of yours?
I have evidence.
What?
At first, I was really going to believe what you had told me. But what Emily had said to me really made an impact.
So? How did that end up impacting you?
When my son had a day off, he came over to drop Emily off at my place. When she was here, I asked her about that man she drew one last time and wanted to know if he was real or not. Emily told me she couldn't tell me about him anymore or else you'd yell at her again.
What? So that's the evidence you have then? You're telling me that the words of a child are good enough proof for you? That will never be evidence for any of this, August.
I know that very well, Robin. So I went and hired a detective.
A detective?
That's right. Now that you're aware of the situation you're in, I'd like to ask about the relationship you have with this other man. He works in the same company as you, right? He happens to be married himself, and I heard about how he plans on divorcing his wife. I also happen to have a picture of you taking Emily to go and see that man.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, because I have no reason to be threatening you or anything. I'm completely fine with you and my son getting this divorce. It's just a shame that you lied to him about the reason why. Honestly, I kind of wish your reason was true and that I was bullying you this whole time.
August, I'm sorry.
So you're going to confess now?
I will, as long as you don't tell Reed about this. I don't want to hurt him with any of this.
What are you talking about, Robin? You already asked him for a divorce and took his child away, right? That's gone and hurt him plenty now. He won't even talk with you, and that's why you're not getting any messages from him anymore, right?
I don't want him learning about how I cheated on him. I never had any issues with Reed as my husband. It's just that I found someone I ended up loving more than him.
You found someone you ended up loving more than Reed? Oh, come on now, Robin. You're going to have to do better than that. You went and had this long relationship with that man and even started to show Emily to him. I want you to take full responsibility for all that you've done.
I didn't want to make my husband sad with any of this.
So you made up a lie and told him I was picking on you in order to get a divorce. No matter how you try and look at it, you've gone and hurt my son. You just don't want to be seen as the bad guy is all. If you didn't want to hurt him and make him sad at all, then you never would have started cheating on him.
I understand that. Fine. I won't divorce him then.
Huh?
I will give it one more chance. Living with him and my daughter again. All right? Now, please, would you just keep all of this a secret and never tell anyone about it?
You really are such a bitch, Robin. Now you just want to act as though you weren't just letting another man plow you?
I want you to do this for Emily. If you can keep all of this a secret from me, then I'll tell Reed I made a mistake and you never actually were bullying me. You can go back to living a life the way it was, and we won't have to make your son sad.
You shut your mouth of yours right now. What the hell is wrong with you, woman? Who do you think my son and Emily are? I will not allow you and your unfaithfulness to be a problem for my family any longer. As a side note, my son already knows about what you've done.
You already told him about it?
Of course I did. He is your husband, after all. He is sitting with me right now looking at all the things you've just said to me now. I've also gotten to hear about how my son has been left to do pretty much all the chores in the house and caring for Emily. Besides, when he has to go on business trips, you leave him to handle Emily all the time, right? I thought that you both were supposed to be dividing up all those responsibilities and working together to have a happy family. It really is frustrating to have to hear about all of this. Especially when I was talking to him about how much of a hard worker you are and that you care so much for your family.
You're wrong. August, you tell Reed that all of that was a lie right now. I'm sorry. I will apologize for literally everything I've done. Just don't make my husband any more upset about all of this, okay?
I'm not wrong about a single thing. It's too late for you to be the good guy anymore, as I've told him everything. The reason for this divorce is that you cheated on my son. The only option you have left is to agree with that reason and stop trying to hide the truth from the man you've hurt. I am so disappointed in you for making other people seem like the bad guy, all so that you could run away from your problems. After that, both my family and Robin's family got together to talk about what would be happening between her and Reed next. In the end, we decided that there would be a divorce and that my son would get full custody of Emily. I was thinking that it would be very hard for him to get full custody, but to the judge, the fact that Robin never bothered to take care of the chores or Emily and would show her to the other man she was with were all very irresponsible things for a mother to be doing. And because of this whole cheating situation being opened wide up, the man Robin had been with soon got a taste of this mess as well. When his wife found out about what he was doing, she tore him a new one and forced him to leave Robin and for him to no longer be allowed to go out of the house for anything besides work. Talks of all that had happened soon began to spread around their workplace as well, and both Robin and her secret lover were being scolded by every one of their co-workers about what they'd done. Neither of them were able to get any work done, and whenever they ran into one another in the office, they looked at each other with horrible expressions on their faces. This then led to one of them having to leave the company they'd been working for, and in the end it was Robin who chose to leave. She was also kicked out of her parents' house afterwards, so right now she's stuck working at a factory where she makes just enough money to pay Reed child support each month. She has also moved herself into a small apartment downtown, where she has to share things like the kitchen and bathroom with the rest of her floor. A few times now, Robin has texted Reed telling him how much she misses him and that she wants them to get back together. But Reed, having his heart already smashed to pieces by her, ended up blocking her number and now talks to her parents about things like the child support and all that. It's starting to seem as though Robin is really learning from the mistakes she made, and because of that, I don't have much else to say about her now. I just hope that from here on, nothing ever happens to my son and granddaughter that would only cause them more heartache. After the divorce, my son moved back home to our house. Luckily, with the full custody of his daughter, he was also given a settlement from both his ex-wife and the man she had cheated on him with. He was happy to have gained some money from what had happened, but of course he really only cared about the fact that he got to have Emily go with him. He still doesn't fully understand what all happened to cause such a divorce between himself and Robin, but now that he's back home with his mom and dad, we are going to try and help him forget about it. And when it comes to Emily believing that she had this new dad, it seems like she never really liked Robin forcing her to call him dad in the first place. So of course she never really talks about him anymore. Even though she had to be forced to be around someone she didn't want to be with, at least it made a good reason for Robin to never have custody of Emily. I'm sure that since Emily no longer has to be around Robin, she will slowly but surely forget all the horrible things she had done to her. So after all that, my husband and I will start to support our son some more and make sure that both him and his daughter create a wonderful new life together.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We're looking forward to seeing you at the next story.
Tanner. I just had my checkup at the clinic.
I see. How was it?
So far, things are looking fine. And they said pretty soon I should be getting over my morning sickness.
I see. Oh, that's good to hear.
Sure is. I feel a lot better hearing from the doctor again that everything is still going well for the baby. I was a little worried for a while because recently, due to the morning sickness I've been having, I haven't been able to eat much.
You're throwing up in the toilet almost every day. Hearing you gag like that all the time is really bad. Just having to listen to you makes me not want to eat anymore.
I don't think you really have to say that right now. I'm not throwing up like that on purpose after all.
I know that. But having to hear that all the time doesn't make me feel good.
I'm sure it doesn't.
And recently, due to you not faring very well, you've been slacking off from the chores, right? When you get back from that clinic today, would you please use the vacuum cleaner and do a little bit of cleanup? Get over in the bathroom especially. All of your hair is piling up on the floor in there.
Sorry about that. Due to my hormones all becoming unbalanced, some of my hair has started to fall out more easily.
So I was right about that before. I was starting to wonder for a bit why your hair was getting so thin lately. It's made me start to lose interest in you a little. Just the feeling of your hair right now is horrible. All dry and tough.
It's not like I can help any of that right now. My body is changing a lot right now with the baby.
So what you're saying is that being pregnant normally causes one to go bald?
Well, I think that all depends on the person. There are all sorts of things that can happen to one to make their hair begin to fall out like this. But from what I've heard, most people begin to worry about their hair after having their baby rather than during their pregnancy.
What? Are you serious? So there's no doubt you're going to go bald then. Jesus. Thank God I'm not a woman.
Hey, what's going on with you right now? I don't think those are things you should be saying to someone who's currently pregnant. This baby that I'm carrying right now happens to be your baby as well.
I'm sorry. I am thankful for all the work you're having to go through right now.
I don't think so. Recently, you've been getting on me about not all the chores getting done as well. Even though I've told you I don't feel very well sometimes. You're starting to make me feel bad about something I can't control. It's starting to really stress me out the way you talk to me, so please cut it out. I already know a lot of this is not fun, so I don't need you calling me gross or yelling at me.
Could you be getting all worked up right now because of your hormones?
I just told you to stop making fun of things like that right now. A lot of what you're saying right now would make me upset even if I wasn't pregnant. This all has nothing to do with my hormones, but about the fact that you're not being kind to me.
Okay. I won't say anything else about you then. Just as long as you start getting better and do all the chores. Seeing all that hair of yours on the floor makes me want to gag.
A lot of that isn't just my hair.
I'm just saying that most of it is. So make sure it all gets cleaned up. I'll be home today around 7 p.m. or so. Make sure dinner is ready for me by then.
Okay. But are you really going to be coming home at that time today? Just the other day you said you'd be home early, but in the end you didn't make it home until 1 in the morning.
I'll be home as soon as possible today. I want to take some time to relax today. I want to watch a movie or something and have some beers to drink. Can you make some snacks up for me to have with my beer tonight? Please and thank you.
Tanner, what time are you going to be getting home today? You haven't really talked to me at all today, actually. I'm trying to figure out right now what to do about your dinner.
I'm really busy today, so I won't be home tonight.
What? Again?
I have no other choice right now. I have things I have to get done here.
Do you really have to work all night, though?
Are you trying to say I'd be doing something else tonight?
The last time you came home from work late, there was a receipt to a female clothing store in your suit pocket. You bought clothing that was close to $1,000 in total.
That was clothing I bought for someone at work who's going to be leaving the company soon. Some of my coworkers joined me to pay for those gifts for her.
Really?
I'm being serious. What? Do you think that I might be cheating on you or something?
You and I are both married now, so I wouldn't like to think so. But there's always a chance that you're being unfaithful right now.
Stop it with all that thinking then. I would never do something like that, Denver. So would you please stop thinking of something as ridiculous as that?
But Tanner, recently you have been coming home late very often. And sometimes you even end up staying at work all night and don't come home until the next day. Up until recently, you never had to stay out that late or stay the night for work.
I'm busy at work right now, though. I'm working my butt off right now for our life together, all right? And it's not like when I have to stay the night at work, I'm going to a hotel or anything. That would be a waste of money that we really need right now. I either stay at the office all night long, or I go and sleep out in the car. I want to work this much in order to get a promotion soon, so that when you have our baby, I'm bringing in even more money. So would you please stop thinking that I'd be cheating on you? Hurts my feelings that you'd think something like that of me.
I'm sorry, but I really am worried about you.
Well, before you continue to worry about things like that, maybe you should be doing what you need to do. Ever since you got pregnant, you've always claimed that you're feeling sick and lay around all day. This has left most of the chores in the house from ever being completed. And when you start to claim things are really bad, you barely even bother making anything for dinner.
Well, none of this is something I've asked for. I didn't want to become this sick from carrying our baby.
And I've told you already, I get that. You have times where you aren't feeling very good, and I have times where I have a lot of work to do. Both of us have things going on, so would you stop complaining about me already? Unlike you, I am very busy with things. You're the one with all that time on your hands, so stop trying to tear me down.
That's not what I've been trying to do here. I'm just worried about you.
Whatever. You're making me all stressed out by talking to you. You have no idea what it's like to be a man. I think you should be a little more thankful that I'm the one going out and working for us every day. Who is to thank for you being in that nice warm house?
I'm sorry, Tanner.
After I finish work tomorrow, I'm coming home to get some new clothing. Make sure there's a new suit and shirt ready for me to get changed into.
Are you going to head right back out after changing?
For the time being, I don't want to be around you. Having to come home to someone like you who's always sick will never give me a chance to rest. While you're on your own from now on, I think that it would be a good chance for me to rethink some of what you've been doing. I want you to stop thinking that just because you're pregnant, you should be getting spoiled. Thoughts like that are just not true. You're nothing special compared to everyone else that's actually working.
Tanner? I have something I'd like to talk to you about. Make sure you come home to talk with me today.
Today's not going to work for me. You have something you'd like to talk about, then text me it.
This is something very important, though.
I'm the one that'll decide if it's important or not.
So you really don't seem to care about myself or the baby then, huh?
I never said anything like that. So what's this about? What do you have to say to me?
Tanner, you're having an affair, aren't you?
Huh? We're back to talking about this? You're being a dick now.
If you'd like me to be a dick, then I can be one. I already have all the evidence I need of you being with another woman.
What kind of evidence could you possibly have of that?
Videos of you going to another woman's house? And pictures as well. I asked someone to go out and investigate you, and this is what they brought me.
You asked someone to investigate me? Huh? You really had nothing better to do, do you? I thought you were too sick right now because of the baby. Is that not the case? Do you have all that time to be thinking about me cheating on you? And you could be doing the dang chores.
I've been doing the chores.
Well, you haven't been doing them as nearly as well as I'd like you to. The other day when I stopped by the house, I had to look in the bathtub and all your hair was tangled up in there. If you're gonna leave things a mess all the time, then maybe I need to find myself a new wife.
You haven't tried to defend yourself about the cheating on me yet.
If you have evidence of it all, then there's no point in fighting back. But listen here. I have a very good reason for why I started to cheat on you.
And what could that reason be?
You have turned into a complete mess and a turnoff, so I've had to find myself someone else that can please me. You think I want to be around a balding woman like you?
So that's what this is about then. Then you and I are getting a divorce.
What? You're going to divorce me now? Is that alright with you? Don't be pulling my leg here.
I would never pull your leg on something as serious as this. I have no reason to be married to a balding and cheating man like you anymore. Being around you has only been stressing me out even more and could probably lead to me balding someday.
Huh? Who are you calling a balding and cheating man? You're the one losing your hair.
Tanner, have you still not noticed anything yet? You're the one that's balding as well.
What are you even talking about? I am not going bald.
So you really have no clue what's going on with yourself. You're starting to look like a monk with the way your hair is going. And so much skin under that hair.
Huh? I am not going bald!
Later on, you should take a look at the back of your head in a mirror, please. By the way, you have always been complaining about all the hair on the floor and in the bathtub drain. All of that has been your hair. I understand that due to my pregnancy, I have started to lose some hair. You're losing even more than me because you're getting old.
Just because you're going bald doesn't mean you can start to make fun of me!
I'm just stating the truth is all. I was never going to tell you about any of this before because I knew it would make you feel sad. But I never thought that the balding man would start to pick on me for losing a small amount of hair.
So, you're just gonna keep talking to me like you're in elementary school? I'm done with you. I cannot stand the person you've turned into. And that's why, just like you've asked for, we're getting a divorce.
You're the one that's been picking on me this whole time like you're a 10. Calling me disgusting all the time because I'm pregnant now and have to deal with all sorts of problems, and I've just had to learn that you're having an affair. Treating me like you're my bully when I'm the one carrying our kid for you. I am just as fed up with you as you are with me.
Well, let's get on with this and hand in the divorce papers. I wasn't planning on coming home today, but I guess I'll have to now. While you're still being a total witch, I'll sign those papers and get rid of you for good. Denver? Right now you're back at your parents' house, right?
What do you want? I told you to go and talk with the lawyer about things like the child support you owe and the divorce.
No, wait, this isn't about all that. I've started to worry a bit about the kid.
I don't need you worrying about my kid.
But that's my kid as well, right? I have to pay for it after all every month.
And?
Has the kid been doing all right?
They're fine.
I see. And how about yourself?
Like I said, I don't need you worrying about me any. You never seemed to care about me back when we were married. That was your time to worry, but you never did. So why do you care about me now?
Denver, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Excuse me?
I was lied to by the woman I was with. I thought that she was really in love with me and that we'd be able to stay with one another forever. But just a little while after the divorce, she ran off and left me. She was only with me for my money. After the divorce and the settlement you got from me, she realized I didn't have much money left and ran away.
You're a real idiot, Tanner.
I think so as well. Even she told me I was balding. And told me she would never be able to love someone who was going bald. I was an idiot for falling in love with a jerk like her.
So that shocked you to the core, right? Well, that's what you were saying to me before, right? I guess the tables have really turned this time.
I'm sorry. You were the one that was always thinking about me. I really wonder why I wouldn't cheat on you with another woman then. Right now, I really regret what I did to you.
Well, ever since the divorce, I have been feeling wonderful again. That's because I was finally able to get away from the person that made fun of me for being pregnant. I'm not regretting a single thing that's happened.
I really am sorry. I've learned not to do anything like that ever again. I've been thinking about why I was never nicer to you while you were pregnant with my child. That's left me regretting a lot right now.
Well, it's all too late now.
It's not too late! I finally come around to understanding that I was the problem. You're the one person I should be caring for more than anyone else. I get that now. Right now, I'm starting to feel the same sensation of love I had for you back when I married you.
Hold on a sec. Why are you getting all worked up like that? You and I are divorced now. You are nothing more than a stranger to me now. And I should be the same way to you.
But you and I never ended up hating one another, right? I understand that what I did was horrible. But just because we had the divorce doesn't mean you and I have lost feelings for one another just yet.
I hate your guts, though. There's not a single person I hate more than you, Tanner.
That can't be. I know that back during the divorce I was upset with you as well, but I never stopped thinking about you after that.
Listen here, do not compare how I am feeling right now to the way you are feeling. Can you do that for me? I had to spend months listening to you talk horribly about me. I didn't just come to hate you like I do now in one night. I had to sit through so many instances of you making terrible comments about me and leaving me in difficult situations back home. That all compounded over time and led me to hating you. And all of that hate for you isn't going to magically go away now.
But you had always been in love with me then, right? I will make you love me again. From now on, I will only think about you and the baby and not a single other person. You will be the most important person to me, and I'll make sure to handle all the chores of the house. You don't have to do anything.
Even with you saying all that, I don't want to go back. You think I could go back and marry someone I hate? Could you do something like that? You really think that after all I've been through, going back with you and being your wife again would make me happy?
But we used to be married, right?
And that was before I began to hate your guts, Tanner. I had to worry about a lot of things like my health, the baby's health, my hair falling out. And yet when I looked towards you for comfort, you turned me away and made me feel even worse about my problems. You didn't even try to make me feel all right. Ever since then, I've been wondering why you ever chose to marry me if you were just going to treat me like that.
I am really sorry about all that.
You don't have to worry about apologizing anymore. No matter how much you apologize, I'm not forgiving you.
But this is truly how I'm feeling right now. Please, allow me to apologize.
So, you're still going to ignore how I feel? Stop trying to push how you feel onto me just to make yourself feel better. I don't need your apologies anymore, and I don't want to go back to you. Those wounds on my heart will never heal easily, and what you've done to me will never be forgotten.
But I really will change for you. Back when you weren't feeling good during the pregnancy, I felt as though you didn't care about my needs any. That all made me feel lonely. That led me to becoming a real jerk and then me cheating on you.
So now you're going to use my pregnancy as your excuse? That is what makes something between you and I impossible. I am so happy that I got to be divorced from you then, before having my baby.
Denver, just forgive me. I will never hurt you again. I will make sure to live for both yours and the baby's sake.
That's right, you will. That's why you're going to continue to work and send me that child support in the mail every month. That is your only responsibility to us now. You and I are nothing now, and I don't have any other feelings besides hate for you. I think you need to learn just how bad of a person you were to me, and then you might begin to understand why I don't want to go back to you. Stop acting like just because you were once my husband, I'd still want anything to do with you still. After that, Tanner came all the way out to my parents' house to apologize to me, but before he could get to me, my parents yelled at him to get off their property. Their yelling and screaming really put the fear of God into his eyes, and after that day he never once came around me or even contacted me ever about anything again. I don't get how he thinks apologizing to me will ever fix anything, because I've already moved on from the life I had with him. After being thrown away by the woman he cheated on me with, Tanner developed a distrust towards women. He is no longer able to go out with women anymore, and I think he's going to be alone for the rest of his life now because of that. Honestly, I think it's a good thing he can't talk to women anymore, as that does a massive service to all of us. To me, the only reason that man should live is to pay for the child support my baby deserves. Besides that, there should be nothing else expected of the man, and he should live his life in hiding, thinking about all the wrongs he's committed. And from there, he should live in regret for all he's done for the rest of his life. After that divorce, I gave birth to a very healthy baby boy, and right now the two of us are still living at my parents' house. Taking care of a baby is a lot harder than even I had thought, but I'm making it all work out. I get tired quite a lot from it, but every time I see my son's smiling face, I gain all my energy back. I know that I'm still an amateur when it comes to being a parent, but being able to make my little guy happy has given me a lot of confidence. I plan to stay at home and not find work until my son turns 1, so for the time being, he's going to be my only responsibility. Of course, after getting back out there and working again, I'm still going to make him my #1 priority. Luckily, I'll still have both my parents and some of my friends around to help me take care of my son, so I won't have to worry about leaving him alone too much. As long as he's happy with the life I'm giving him, then I think I'm on the right path to having a small and loving family.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.